Hello, Mimi's Munchkins. Do you like it when I speak and rhyme? Subscribe to the channel and like the video every time. Were you good for Mommy and Daddy? Did you brush your teeth on time? Great job. That's Luke. He's a friend of mine. Oh, Mimi's Munchkins, tell me some news. I'm a little forgetful, so I've done some questions for you. Mimi has some sponsors. I think it's pretty swift. They have to do with bowling, Just Pro Shop, and Roll Fit. And if you like craft burgers, fries, tots, this place is a winner. Head on over to Holy Cow for lunch and dinner. And to all my subscribers, it means so much to me. Huge thank you from Mimi. Oh, Munchkins, did you go and dance? Did you wear a pretty dress or maybe some fancy pants? Did you dance and sing and twirl around? Was it really loud from all the sounds? Did you see some familiar faces? Maybe spill some juice on your shirt? Did you eat way too much and your tummy hurt? Whatever it was that you did throughout the day, Mimi Shout is proud of you. Hip hip hooray! Oh, Munchkins, you make me so proud. I think it's ready to read a book aloud. So sit back, relax, or snuggle in. Let Mimi Shell's bedtime stories begin. Today is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Lost Christmas. How the Grinch Lost Christmas. Up high on Mount Crumpet, just north of the Who's, a Who just delivered the day's Whoville news. The cave on Mount Crumpet was home to the Grinch, who sprung from his cave just enough, plus an inch, to stare down at Whoville from high above it. Tomorrow was Christmas, and speaking thereof it, my heart, grinned the Grinch, has grown to quite love it. The Grinch had just patiently been waiting all year to celebrate Christmas and bring the Who's cheer, and to show every Who he was different now. I've changed, thought the Grinch, and I'll prove it. But how? While eating his breakfast of Who hash on rye, the newspaper there in his chair caught his eye. A contest, a Whoville, tomorrow at 3, to see who can make the most Christmassy tree? Then he got an idea, a crafty idea. The Grinch got an awfully crafty idea. He laughed in his throat. I know just what to do. Then the Grinch grabbed a pencil and he drew. With a plan in his hand, and the Grinch hiked to Whowood, where he found the most Christmassy tree that he could. And he chopped at that tree with his tree chopping axe, till the tree was just chopped and fell down next to Max. Then he hiked their way home with the tree on their backs. Our cellar has all of the things we will use to start decorating for a tree for the Who's. Grab ribbons, he shouted. Grab bunches of bows. Grab plenty of those things and a big pile of those. Bring everything reddish and everything greenish, but every last color thing in betweenish. I win, he was Grinchishly humming. Then all of a sudden he heard someone coming. Now who could that be? The Grinch said with a sneer. He turned around fast, and then who should appear? Right there in the hallway stood Cindy Lou Who, the sweetest of all Who's that he knew. Hello, she exclaimed. I have something to ask. I hope it isn't a bothersome task. I've come here to ask a small favor, you see, and if you have time and could help make one for me. The Grinch interrupted her tiny request. My dear, he replied, I would really be best to ask me tomorrow on Christmas, you see. Right now, I must finish my prize-winning tree. Perhaps I can help you, sweet Cindy Lou said, but the Grinch simply patted the Who on her head. Then he shooed her outside and replied, Don't be silly. Do run along home now, before it gets chilly. Throughout the whole day and late into the night, he worked on that tree till the tree was just right. I've done it, he shouted. It's perfectly grand. I hope that it shows every Who in the land what wonderful Christmassy spirit I found. I know in my heart that I'm sure to be crowned. At 1:15 dawn, with the sun rising fast, the Who's were awake, and it was Christmas at last. The bells around Whoville were ringing and dinging. The Who's down in Whoville were merrily singing. The Grinch ran outside and cried, Christmas is here! at the sound of the ringing and a sing-along cheer. And when the time came for the Grinch to depart, he loaded the sleigh and took off like a dart, sledding down, 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 down to the Whoville town square. Contestants, the Grinch heard the mayor declare, it's time for the judges to judge all your trees. The rest of you who's, have a seat, if you please. Then the trees were lined up, to the tallest to the smallest. The Grinch's tall tree was the tallest of allest. And down to the end, to the far, far, far right, was Cindy Lou Who with its much smaller height. When the mayor announced who had taken third place, the Grinch felt the Christmas-filled heart start to race. And now, the mayor said, without further ado, the lucky contestant who placed number 2 lives high on Mount Crumpet. We're thrilled that he's here. The Grinch was second place trophy this year. The Grinch felt a shock and his heart turned ice cold. He felt it start shrinking, and so it was told that there in the square, all the Who's who were near it are certain that he saw it and sure they could hear it. The monster, the Grinch, lost his Christmassy spirit. His arms started itching, his legs started twitching. Both of his eyes started twitching and itching. And that Christmas-filled heart, well, it shrunk down. I've been robbed, the Grinch snarled, and I'm through with this town. The Grinch stuffed the tree in his ramshackle sleigh, and he lunged and he tugged it and hauled it away. As Max tried the hardest to get him to stay, the Who's were all speechless, unsure of what to say. The Grinch climbed and climbed, as his heart grew more frozen. While back at the contest, a winner was chosen. Today, on the merriest day of the land, the mayor declared with the hawthorn in hand, I give you the winner, she's not more than 3. It's Cindy Lou Who has made the best tree. The Who girl had asked every Who there that day to make her an ornament she could display. To celebrate Whoville and everyone in it, she entered the contest, not thinking she'd win it. The Grinch heard the mayor from high on the peak. Then Cindy Lou Who grabbed the Who horn to speak. I wanted to make all of Whoville a tree with ornaments each of you Who's made for me, but there is one ornament missing, you see. The whole town of Whoville was there on each limb except for the Grinch, so she called to him. Now please, Mr. Grinch, I saved you a spot. You're someone we Who's like an awfully a lot. This tree is for Whoville. You're part of it too. I hope you can hear me, said Cindy Lou Who. Cindy Lou's voice stopped the Grinch in his tracks. He looked down at Whoville, then looked down at Max. I thought, the Grinch puzzled, a prize-winning tree would prove to the Who's that today means me. To show them for certain I truly belong, but perhaps I was wrong and I belonged all along. And maybe, just maybe, we all win instead. My being together at Christmas, he said. But there on Mount Crumpet, if you had been near it, you would have been able to see and hear it. The moment his heart grew a few sizes more, to more than his heart had grown ever before. And what happened then? Well, a Whoville, they say. The Grinch and his dog whizzed back down on the sleigh, and the Grinch placed his ornament on the small tree. And when he lifted it high for the whole town to see, the Who's all hurrahed and they jumped to their feet as the Grinch grinned and said, now our tree is complete. Then the mayor declared, we have one thing to do to make it official for Cindy Lou Who. Would you do the honors? He pointed and said, and the Grinch, he himself, placed the crown on her head. The end. Did you like that book? I did. That was nice. Okay, Munchkins, remember you are special and unique, and there's nobody else in the world like you. Until next time, let's get ready for those goodnight kisses. Give them to Mom and Dad. Now scurry off, it's time for bed. Till next time, Mimi Shaw loves you. Good night.